Insurance Business TV was recently in the Gold Coast attending the 2025 NIBA convention. Whilst there, we caught up with leading insurance professionals who addressed some of the top challenges the industry is facing today.
Definitely the one that stands out, given the rapid pace in which it's going, is the capability and capacity. I guess one of the things from an insurance perspective is we're seeing from a risk is the skill set there. Obviously, if there's more projects, you've got to have the skill set to uphold the standards. And if there is more projects coming on board, there might be a material risk to the experience levels, which does then represent, increased claims potential on, like faulty workmanship or defects, latent product sort of thing. So there's a lot in that space that can eventuate from a risk perspective, especially when you've got the volume, which means the smaller, inexperienced players in that market taking on bigger, more complex projects, and not having the experience levels to work with them through before or sort of understand from start to end what's needed and sort of the time pressure that's involved. I don't think it's more around the industry improving the skill sets. I think it's working with the industry, direct industry, construction industry body to, identify the risk or the impact that's having on the claims or portfolios, because obviously construction sector historically there's not, endless amount of capacity in the market. So you need to understand and look after that portfolio as a whole sector to make sure that there's continuity of an offering and seasoned offerings here, which is a very important thing to have insurance on a project. I think it's understanding from a broker perspective and a market perspective, especially brokers, understand who your clients are, understand those questions, because they're going to look at what risk factors they're needing from an insurance perspective, whether there's, the potential for insolvency, for example, where their financial health is at, the experience levels versus their turnover, is there a material risk there? Because that might evolve to differentiated covers they need or customised sort of wordings that they're needing to be offered. So I guess that's from an insurance perspective how we can assist, but definitely it's something that the broader construction industry needs to probably address and understand too, because it is, as you said, the housing crisis. We need more buildings to be completed, and within any industry that presents a skill set risk, I guess, to sort of the portfolio performance. As a group, we've done a lot of work in this space to try and, plan for the future. It's broadly known that I think 30% of the insurance workforce is anticipated to have retired by 2030. So that presents a generational shift or sort of flow through that maybe we don't have the numbers to support. And that means that it is important to try and focus on how we retain talent when we do have it, not only in the business, but the broader industry. One of the things, a few things that we've done, especially, and I guess our approach is definitely understanding from a business perspective that people want to feel engaged, they want to feel involved. So it's about having them feel as a part of the process. We regularly do things like engagement surveys to our staff to understand how things are trending from a data perspective, but importantly to get their comments and suggested improvements or sort of feedback so that we can incorporate that into our strategic thinking. So that way the business is moving in a way that's aligned and communicating with natural buy-in from our staff. And some of the other things we're doing and sort of focusing on is very clear and sort of transparent succession planning within our business so that people understand the progress and sort of the potential of a career in the insurance industry, because it is very rewarding, as we all know. I've been in it 21 years now, so there is a natural way of keeping us here, but how we can evolve that is important, especially more importantly is how we can evolve it knowing that there's no entry level or minimal entry level roles, which there used to be. People like myself who started in a mailroom, for example, those roles don't exist, or data entry roles, they're all in the majority offshored. So we've got to think about how we onboard and then at a different level where they still have the skill set, the understanding, and feel that there's capability and progression within the industry, which we know there is. And that's challenging, but I guess it's also important to be very transparent with your strategy within a business and sort of how you're tackling things so that people feel bought in and engaged in that process. We've done a lot of work within our organisation over the last 2 years on that, and making people feel like there is involvement in that journey that we're undertaking. definitely we look at a capability within our business. We've built out in our P&C function a lot around organisational development or L&D, learning and development, and that's mainly targeted at our team. So there is learning journeys. There's customised plans that we can put in place to upskill, train, and keep people engaged. Outside of that, we've done a lot of work on our employee benefits and aligning those with the broader market and what we're seeing there. But also importantly, it's staying on top of what the market's doing as well to tackle that and plan for that as well. It's an important aspect, not only being too internal focused, looking at what the external market's doing and then planning and accommodating that. But it is about also the workplace and sort of the comfort levels. We spend a lot of time at work. There is that hybrid working model that's very clear in today's world and definitely something that forms part of our journey. But also equally, when they do go into the office, the staff need to feel welcomed, engaged, and we spend a lot looking at our workplace environments and the design, the look and feel, and making those feel more homely and engaging and welcoming, I guess, so to speak.